Hello, everybody. Once again, it is I, Edward Sickles Jr. I'm over here at Merritt Business Park, or where the North bleh, Branch Library is, of North Point Branch Library. Um, my topic for today is on a certain general that Kate O'Mara from WBAL 11 went to the 152nd or 153rd anniversary of Gettysburg. And I've been trying to get Kate O'Mara's attention, saying there is another Sickles here in Baltimore, but doesn't know about it just yet. I understand that she went to Gettysburg to talk to a historian about Dan Sickles and all. I've heard about a lot of things about Dan Sickles that I never knew about many years ago. And there were some things where when I first found out about Dan Sickles was I was in somewhere early to mid 20s, and there was a guy named Corgan Vong who used to work at BWI Airport as one of US Airways agents. And when I was in my 20s, I had hair during a time before I slowly was losing my hair. And of course, this was when I was in the break room, and he asked me one particular question. And the question was, do I know Dan Sickles? And at first I'm thinking, who's Dan Sickles? I've never even heard of him. Apparently he was a lawyer before he became a general in the Civil War back in 1863. Plus, there's some history when it came to Francis Scott Key's son, Philip Barton Key, that I didn't know these two were acquainted. I'm not talking about Francis, I'm talking about Philip Barton Key, and including the marital affair when it came to Teresa Bogala Sickles, where these two got married. Apparently, Dan didn't always do what he was supposed to do, and being like a father and all, and taking I mean, all this was in the history books to begin with. So there's a few people, even in Gettysburg, that know about Dan Sickles, because when I first told him who I was and what my last name was, this was when, years ago, when I first got onto Facebook for the very first time, and I did not know what I was going to get myself into. Not that anything kind of trouble. And that was when that a cousin of mine who recently passed away a couple of years ago told me, so you know about Dan Sickles in the Civil War, right? I'm like, yeah, I did hear about that before myself. And he told me something which I didn't know about. He says he's your 3 times great uncle. And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't never even knew that. So there's a lot of gaps in between. It comes all the Sickles lines. Believe it or not, the last name goes very long back to Vienna, Austria. And that's where my name is originally from Vienna, Austria, which was known as Sickle or Sickles. So I'll talk to you all a little bit about that later on when I get a chance to. But, there are Sickles out there besides myself that are all over the U.S. So I'll talk more about that later when I get a chance to. Talk to you now. Bye.